Billionaire CEO marries intern in a contract marriage but falls deeply in love when he discovers she's a virgin. Adam Thompson has it all: wealth, influence, and the ruthless edge of a man who trusts no one. Love? That's a weakness he refuses to entertain. But when his carefully built empire is threatened, he does the unthinkable. He offers an innocent intern, Haley Jones, a deal that could change both their lives forever. A contract marriage, no emotions, no complications, simple. Or so he thought. Because the moment Adam discovers Haley's untouched innocence, everything shifts. What was meant to be just a transaction becomes a dangerous game of control, desire, and something he swore he'd never feel: love. But when betrayal looms and the past comes knocking, will Adam fight for what's real? Or will Haley walk away, proving that not even a billionaire can buy the one thing he truly needs? Stay tuned, because this is more than just a love story. This isn't just a contract. It's a battle of hearts, and someone is bound to break. Hello, my wonderful story family. Welcome back to the channel. Before we jump in, I just want to share something from the heart. Every video we create takes hours of love and effort, all with one goal in mind. One of my biggest life's goals is to share valuable lessons about love, humility, and kindness, so we can create a better world together. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop it in the comments. And if you enjoy these stories, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It means the world and helps us keep bringing you more. All right, now let's get into it. The city never sleeps, and neither does Adam Thompson. From the floor-to-ceiling windows of his penthouse, he watches the traffic snake through Manhattan, the lights below flickering like a pulse, steady, constant, alive. A glass of whiskey rests in his grip, untouched. It's a rare moment of stillness in a life defined by motion. His phone vibrates on the table. A reminder: board meeting in 1 hour. He exhales sharply, setting the glass down before adjusting the cuffs of his tailored suit. This meeting isn't about profits or expansion. It's about his personal life, a subject he has no interest in discussing. But for the sake of his company, he has no choice. As Adam steps into his private elevator, his mind sharpens like a blade. He's built his empire on discipline, control, and a refusal to let emotions cloud his judgment. If the board wants an answer, he'll give them one, even if it means making a decision that has nothing to do with love. The conference room is silent, except for the rhythmic ticking of the clock on the wall. 12 board members sit around the long mahogany table, their gazes fixed on Adam. Some curious, others expectant. Richard Caldwell, the company's senior investor, clears his throat. Adam, we'll get straight to the point. Your leadership is unmatched, but the public wants more than a sharp businessman. They want a CEO with stability, an image they can trust. Adam leans back in his chair, expression unreadable. He knows where this is going. You've built an empire, Caldwell continues, but you're still single at 35. Investors are starting to wonder, can a man who doesn't commit in his personal life be trusted to lead a company long-term? A flicker of irritation crosses Adam's face, but he keeps it buried. He's heard the whispers, the articles speculating about his relationships, or lack thereof, the rumors that he's incapable of love, emotionally detached. We're not asking you to settle down for love, another board member interjects. We're asking you to consider the optics. A strong, reliable public image matters. Marriage would reinforce that. Adam clasps his hands together, his piercing gaze sweeping across the table. The answer is obvious. They don't care about his happiness. They care about control, his ability to influence shareholders, to keep the media on his side. His jaw tightens. He doesn't believe in love. He doesn't believe in fairy tales. But he does believe in winning. And if they want a marriage, He'll give them one. Across town, in the heart of Thompson Enterprises' bustling headquarters, Haley Jones weaves through the maze of desks, balancing a stack of paperwork in one hand and a fresh coffee in the other. The office is a blur of ringing phones and clicking keyboards, but Haley has no time to breathe it in. She's running late. Again. She slips past a group of executives, her steps hurried, when, crash! The coffee cup slips from her grip, its contents spilling all over the crisp, $1,000 suit of the man standing before her. Silence blankets the room. Haley's eyes widen in horror as she looks up, straight into the icy blue gaze of Adam Thompson. For a moment, neither of them speaks. She braces herself for the inevitable storm, for the cold reprimand that will surely follow. Instead, Adam studies her. There's no anger in his expression, no irritation, just curiosity. Because Haley isn't like the polished executives he surrounds himself with. She's different. There's no calculation in her gaze, no hidden agenda. Just genuine panic and a quiet determination not to crumble. "Come to my office," he says finally, his tone unreadable. The entire floor watches as Haley follows him, her heart pounding. She doesn't know it yet, but this moment will change everything. Haley steps into Adam's office, her pulse racing. The towering glass windows behind him frame the city skyline, but she can't focus on the view. All she sees is him, the most powerful man in the company, staring at her like she's a puzzle he's trying to solve. She braces for a reprimand, a warning, maybe even a termination. Instead, Adam leans back in his chair, fingers steepled, and speaks the last words she ever expected to hear. "Marry me." The room tilts. Haley blinks. Surely she misheard him. What?" she stammers. Adam's gaze is unwavering. "It's a business arrangement, a contract marriage, 1 year. You'll be compensated generously." A cold wave of disbelief crashes over her. This isn't just unexpected, it's insane. She lets out a breathless laugh. "You're joking." "I don't joke about business," Adam replies smoothly. Haley shakes her head. "You don't even know me." "I know enough." He leans forward. "You're smart, hard-working, and you're not after my money." His voice dips lower. "That makes you perfect." Her stomach knots. Perfect for what? A convenient lie? A trophy wife with an expiration date? "No," she says, shaking her head again. "This is crazy." Adam watches her, unshaken. "Think about it. You'll have financial security. Your mother will have the best medical care. 1 year and you walk away with your life changed." The mention of her mother stops her cold. She swallows hard, the weight of reality pressing down. The hospital bills, the late notices, the constant fear of losing the one person she has left. Adam sees the hesitation in her eyes. He knows he's struck a nerve. "Go home," he says. "Take time to decide." His voice is calm, controlled, but there's a challenge beneath it. They both know she doesn't have many choices. Haley leaves his office in a daze, her world spinning. That night she lies awake, staring at the contract in front of her. Her hands tremble as she picks up the pen. One signature, 1 year, one decision that will change everything. With a deep breath, she presses the pen to paper. She signs. If you were in Haley's shoes, would you sign the contract? Let me know in the comments. The world watches as Adam Thompson, the untouchable billionaire, and Haley Jones, the unknown intern, exchange vows in the most extravagant wedding of the year. Flashes from paparazzi cameras explode like fireworks, capturing the moment Haley steps out of the Rolls-Royce in a custom-designed gown worth more than her family's entire savings. The dress is breathtaking, delicate lace, pearls, and a long flowing train. Yet, beneath the glittering diamonds and flawless makeup, Haley feels none of the magic a bride should. She lifts her gaze and meets Adam's. He stands at the altar, tailored to perfection in an expensive black tuxedo. His expression? Impeccably composed. To the outside world, this is a fairy tale wedding. The ultimate power couple, the perfect match. But only two people know the truth. This isn't a love story, it's a transaction. As Haley walks down the aisle, every step feels heavier. The words, "Till death do us part," ring hollow in her ears. The moment arrives. The vows. Adam slides the ring onto her finger with calculated precision. His touch is cool, impersonal. "You may kiss the bride," the officiant announces. A heartbeat of silence. Adam hesitates, but only for a fraction of a second before leaning in. His lips barely graze hers, a brief, practiced motion. Just enough for the cameras, just enough to sell the illusion. The crowd erupts in applause. And just like that, Haley Jones becomes Haley Thompson. The reception is a grand spectacle. A billionaire's wedding must be nothing less. Crystal chandeliers cast a golden glow over the ballroom. Waiters glide through the crowd, serving champagne worth more than Haley's monthly rent at her old apartment. Business moguls, celebrities, and social elites mingle, exchanging hollow pleasantries. Haley sits beside Adam at the head table, her fingers tightening around the stem of her untouched glass. Everything feels surreal. She forces a smile as guests approach with congratulations. They don't see the truth behind her polished expression. Adam, ever the composed businessman, plays his part with ease, a perfect husband for the cameras. But beneath the charm, there's a distance. Their first private conversation as husband and wife happens in whispers between toasts and speeches. Adam leans slightly toward her, his voice low. "You're handling this well." Haley swallows. "I've had practice pretending." He smirks, amused by her unexpected sharpness. "Good. Keep it up." Her jaw tightens. It's their wedding night, and this is what they're discussing? Before she can respond, a reporter appears, microphone in hand. "Mr. Thompson, Mrs. Thompson," the woman beams. "The world is dying to know. How does it feel to be married?" Haley feels the question like a weight on her chest. Before she can find an answer, Adam speaks. "She's the best thing that's ever happened to me," he says smoothly, draping an arm around Haley's waist. His grip is light, barely there. The crowd swoons. The perfect husband, the perfect wife. Haley plays her part, tilting her face up to him with an adoring expression she doesn't feel, because deep down she knows the truth. This marriage is nothing but an illusion. If you were Haley, how would you handle this situation? Play along or walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The wedding is over. The cameras are gone. Now, reality sets in. Haley steps into Adam's penthouse for the first time as his wife. The place is massive, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the New York skyline, sleek marble floors, and a silence so deep it feels like a void. A home for a billionaire, but not a home for a wife. Adam gestures toward the hallway. "Your room is the second door on the right." Her chest tightens. Separate rooms. Of course, she knew this wasn't a real marriage, but somehow hearing it out loud makes it feel colder. She nods, keeping her voice steady. "Understood." Adam doesn't offer a good night. He simply walks away, leaving her alone in a house that doesn't feel like hers. Morning comes, and with it the first test of their arrangement. Haley arrives at Thompson Enterprises, no longer an intern, but now Mrs. Thompson. Whispers follow her down the hallways. The billionaire's wife. The girl who went from nobody to CEO's bride overnight. Some look at her with curiosity, others with thinly veiled judgment. She pushes through it, determined to keep her head high. She earned her position here through hard work, not because of a contract. But the biggest shift isn't how others treat her. It's how Adam does. She expected him to ignore her, to act as if their marriage was purely business. Instead, he watches her. Not openly, not obviously, but she feels it. In meetings, in passing conversations, in the way his gaze lingers for a second too long when another man speaks to her. It's subtle, but it's there. Possessiveness. And she doesn't know what to do with it. The corporate gala is a dazzling event, another night of luxury, another performance for the cameras. Haley arrives in an elegant midnight blue gown, the diamond necklace around her neck a silent reminder of the life she now belongs to. She stays close to Adam, playing her role flawlessly, but deep down she feels like an outsider in a world that will never truly accept her. And then the whispers start. She's just a gold digger. She probably seduced him for his money. How long before he gets bored and moves on? The words aren't meant for her to hear, but she does. Her throat tightens, fingers clenching around the stem of her champagne glass. She knew people would talk, but hearing it, feeling their judgment like daggers against her skin, hurts more than she expected. Before she can escape, Adam's voice cuts through the air. "If anyone here questions my wife's place beside me," he says, his tone controlled but lethal, "they're welcome to leave." Silence. The crowd shifts uncomfortably. No one dares to challenge him. Haley stares at Adam, stunned. He just defended her, publicly, without hesitation. Why? She doesn't have time to process it before Adam turns to her, his voice lower now. "Ignore them." His words are simple, but his expression is different. For the first time since their wedding, there's something unreadable in his gaze. And that night, when Haley lies awake in her separate bedroom, she realizes something terrifying. What do you think? Did Adam defend Haley because he cares, or just to protect his image? Haley never expected Adam to be kind. She had entered this marriage with clear expectations, cold professionalism, strict boundaries, and a man who saw her as nothing more than a convenient solution. But lately those lines had begun to blur. It started with small things. The way Adam would glance at her across the dinner table when he thought she wasn't looking. The way he stepped closer than necessary when they attended social events together, as if silently shielding her from judgmental stares. The way his voice softened, just slightly, whenever he asked about her mother's health. And then there were the moments that caught her off guard. One afternoon, Haley was in the penthouse kitchen, struggling to reach a coffee mug from the top shelf. Before she could grab a chair, Adam was there, behind her, his hand effortlessly retrieving it. She turned, startled. Too close. For a moment, neither of them moved. His scent, fresh, clean, with a hint of expensive cologne, wrapped around her, making her heart hammer in her chest. His eyes flickered downward, then back up, lingering on her lips just a second too long. A charged silence stretched between them. Then, as quickly as it had happened, Adam cleared his throat and stepped back. "You should ask for help next time," he muttered, setting the mug on the counter before striding out of the room. But Haley wasn't blind. She saw the tension in his jaw, the way his hands clenched at his sides, as if he was holding himself back. She wasn't the only one feeling this. But what scared her more was the fact that, for the first time, she didn't want to fight it. What do you think? Is Adam starting to fall for Haley, or is he just being protective? I'd like to know what you think in the comments. Paris was supposed to be just another business trip. Adam had been to the city countless times, meetings in glass skyscrapers, lavish corporate dinners, and late nights closing billion-dollar deals. But this time felt different. Maybe it was because Haley was with him. The moment they arrived, cameras flashed as reporters swarmed them outside the hotel. "Mr. Thompson, how does it feel to travel with your wife?" a journalist called out. Adam didn't even hesitate. He reached for Haley's hand. She stiffened for only a second before letting him lace their fingers together. It was all for show, of course, an act for the media, just like everything else about their marriage. But later that night, as they walked along the Seine after a corporate event, The act felt dangerously real. Haley had never seen Adam like this, his usual guarded expression replaced by something almost peaceful. "You seem different here," she said softly. He glanced at her. "Different how?" She hesitated. "Less guarded." Adam didn't reply right away. Instead, he looked out over the river, the lights reflecting off the water. "Maybe it's because, for once, I don't have to be the ruthless CEO." Haley studied him. Was this the real Adam, the man beneath the cold exterior? Then the wind picked up, sending a shiver through her. Without a word, Adam slipped off his suit jacket and draped it over her shoulders. She froze, staring up at him. Their eyes met. The world around them, the city noise, the distant hum of music, faded. And then, "Let's go," Adam said abruptly, stepping back. His tone was sharp, his posture tense. He turned away, but Haley saw the conflict in his eyes. Something had shifted between them, and for the first time Adam Thompson was running. Adam barely spoke to Haley for the rest of the trip. Back in New York, things should have returned to normal. They had an arrangement, strictly business. Yet everything felt different now. Adam found himself watching her more. How she tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear when she was focused. How she treated everyone around her with kindness, even those who dismissed her as just his contract wife. It was infuriating. Distracting. One evening, he arrived home late expecting to find Haley asleep. Instead, he found her in the penthouse library, curled up with a book, lost in thought. "What are you reading?" he asked, surprising himself. She looked up, startled. "Oh, just an old classic." Adam stepped closer, glancing at the title, Pride and Prejudice. He smirked. "So you like stories about arrogant men who push women away?" Haley raised an eyebrow. "I like stories about people who change." Something in her gaze made Adam's chest tighten. He could have walked away. He should have. But instead, he sat down across from her. For the first time since their marriage, they talked. Not about business, not about their contract. Just talked. She told him about her childhood, about her mother, who had worked 2 jobs to support her, about how she dreamed of making a name for herself, not just being someone's wife. And Adam? For once, he let his guard down. He spoke about his past, the betrayal that made him stop believing in love, the reason he built walls so high that no one, not even Haley, could climb them. The conversation stretched into the early hours, and when Haley finally yawned, Adam did something he never expected. He reached out and brushed a loose strand of hair from her face. She stilled. Their eyes locked. For a moment he almost leaned in, almost forgot that this was supposed to be a contract marriage. But then he caught himself, pulled away. "Get some rest, Haley." His voice was rough, distant again. "Good night." He left before she could respond. But as he walked away, one truth echoed in his mind. This wasn't just a contract anymore. Adam is starting to let his walls down, but will he allow himself to love Haley? Or will his past fears push her away? Adam had never felt this kind of turmoil before. He built his empire on control, over his business, over his emotions, over everything in his life. Yet Haley threatened that control in a way no one ever had. He told himself it was just curiosity, a passing fascination. But when he saw another man at the office, Lucas Harrington, a wealthy investor, lingering too close to Haley, something inside him snapped. It wasn't business, it wasn't logic, it was pure jealousy. That night, Haley was surprised when Adam arrived home early. Even more surprising, he was waiting for her. "Stay away from Lucas Harrington," he said coolly, arms crossed. Haley blinked. "Excuse me?" Adam exhaled sharply. "He's not someone you should trust." She tilted her head, studying him. "Or maybe you just don't like the idea of me talking to another man." His jaw tensed. It's not that. Then what is it, Adam? Her voice was quiet but firm. Because I thought we had a contract, not a marriage built on real emotions. Silence. Adam couldn't answer, because he didn't know the answer himself. And Haley? She saw right through him. She took a step back, her eyes searching his. "You're afraid," she murmured. "Afraid of feeling something real." Adam turned away. He didn't deny it. He couldn't. That night, for the first time, Haley felt the power shift between them. Adam Thompson, the untouchable billionaire, was unraveling, and she was the reason why. The quiet hum of Manhattan at night did little to ease Adam's growing frustration. He had barely stepped into his office when his assistant Claire rushed in, her face pale. "Sir, Vanessa Carter is here to see you." Adam froze. Vanessa, the woman who had shattered his trust years ago. The doors to his office swung open before he could refuse. Vanessa stepped inside, her designer heels clicking against the marble floor. She looked the same, polished, poised, and utterly calculating. "Hello, Adam," she purred, her red lips curving into a smirk. "Miss me?" He clenched his jaw. "What do you want, Vanessa?" She sighed dramatically, placing a manicured hand on her stomach. "I'm pregnant," she announced, "and the baby is yours." The words hit Adam like a wrecking ball. Silence stretched between them, thick with tension. Adam's mind raced. It wasn't possible. It had been years since they were together. His voice was ice cold. "You're lying." Vanessa tilted her head, feigning hurt. "Would I really make something like this up?" Yes. Yes, she would. But without proof, Adam had no way to discredit her claim, and she knew it. He exhaled sharply. "Get out." Vanessa chuckled. "Oh, Adam, this isn't going away. Soon the whole world will know." She turned to leave but paused at the door. "I wonder how your little wife will take the news." And just like that, she was gone, leaving destruction in her wake. Haley stood by the office printer, her hands trembling as she read the headline on her phone. "Vanessa Carter claims to be carrying Adam Thompson's child. A billionaire's secret scandal?" Her heart pounded. This had to be a mistake. But the image beneath the article made her stomach turn. Vanessa stepping out of a luxury car, her hand placed delicately over her stomach, flashing a knowing smile to the paparazzi. Haley felt her breath hitch. Adam hadn't even told her. A sudden hush fell over the office. She looked up to see a group of employees whispering in hushed tones. They glanced at her with pity. They had seen the news. Humiliation burned through her. Before she could process the betrayal, Vanessa's unmistakable voice carried through the hallway. "I don't know why Adam wastes his time on her," Vanessa mused to one of the executives. "She was just a placeholder. Adam will always come back to me." Haley's grip tightened around the phone. A placeholder. Her vision blurred with unshed tears, her mind replaying every moment she had spent with Adam, every lingering glance, every touch, every silent promise. Had it all been a lie? Her chest ached. She couldn't do this. Not anymore. She turned and walked away, determined. By the time Adam found out, it would be too late. Haley entered the penthouse for what she knew would be the last time. The place that had once felt cold and unfamiliar had slowly become something else, a home she never thought she would have. But now it was just another reminder of how foolish she had been. She walked into the bedroom, opened the closet, and pulled out a suitcase. With shaky hands, she packed. The extravagant dresses Adam had bought her. She left them, the expensive jewelry, untouched. She wasn't taking anything that would tie her to him. At the last moment, her eyes landed on the simple diamond wedding ring on her finger. She stared at it, the weight of everything crashing over her. Did any of it mean anything to him? A fresh wave of pain hit her, but she didn't let herself cry. She pulled the ring off and placed it on the nightstand. A final, quiet goodbye. With one last look around, she walked out. Meanwhile, Adam stepped out of an urgent board meeting, irritation clear on his face. His phone buzzed, a message from Haley. "I'm leaving. Don't look for me." For a moment, he didn't move. Then the realization hit him. She was gone. His heart dropped. Number without thinking, he bolted out of the office, ignoring the confused stares of his employees. He needed to stop her. He couldn't lose her. Adam rushes home to find Haley gone, her wedding ring left behind. Is Haley making the right decision by leaving? Should she give Adam a chance to explain? Drop your thoughts below in the comments section. Adam had never known true panic until now. His entire life he had controlled every outcome, every risk. But Haley, she slipped right through his fingers. His mind replayed the last image of her, the quiet pain in her eyes, the way she left her wedding ring behind without a single word. It was unbearable. Vanessa's smug voice echoed in his head. She was just a placeholder. Adam will always come back to me. The final crack in his patience. That was the moment he snapped. Without hesitation, Adam had Vanessa investigated, and it didn't take long to uncover the truth. There was no pregnancy. There never was. Just another lie, another manipulation designed to pull him back into the past. And he had nearly lost Haley because of it. Rage burned through him, but beneath it, fear took root. What if he was already too late? What if Haley was gone forever? His heart pounded as he reached for his car keys. There was only one place she could be, her mother's hospital room. He had to find her. He had to fix this. The hospital was quiet, save for the steady beep of monitors and the occasional hushed voices of nurses in the hall. Adam stood outside the door, his heart hammering. Through the small glass window, he saw Haley sitting by her mother's bedside, holding her frail hand. She looked exhausted, her shoulders slumped, eyes red from sleepless nights and silent tears. For the first time in his life, Adam hesitated. He, the billionaire who could close million-dollar deals without breaking a sweat, was afraid of what she might say, afraid that he had lost her. Taking a deep breath, he stepped inside. Haley stiffened but didn't turn to face him. "You shouldn't be here," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Adam swallowed hard. "I had to come." Silence. Then, finally, she looked at him, really looked at him, and for the first time he saw it. The walls she had built, the way she was shielding herself from him. He had done that to her. His voice, usually smooth and controlled, came out raw. Vanessa lied. Haley's expression didn't change, but he saw the slight flicker of doubt in her eyes. "There was no baby. She wanted to tear us apart, and I let her." Still, she said nothing. So Adam took another step closer, his voice low, steady, but filled with something rare, vulnerability. "At first, this marriage was just business, a contract. I convinced myself I didn't need love, that it was a weakness." A pause. "But then you happened." Her breath hitched. "You made me feel something I never wanted to feel again. And I was too much of a coward to admit it." Adam took her hands in his. "I love you, Haley." Tension filled the air, thick and unspoken. And then, for the first time since she left, Haley's mask cracked. A single tear slid down her cheek. Haley pulled her hands away, her heart racing. "You don't get to say that now, Adam." Her voice shook, but she forced herself to meet his gaze. "You let me believe I was nothing more than a contract. You let me walk away." Adam clenched his jaw. He knew she was right. "I was a fool." His voice was low, almost desperate. "I thought pushing you away would protect me, but all it did was leave me empty." Haley exhaled sharply, standing from her chair. "I don't know if I can trust you again." A beat of silence. Then Adam did something unexpected. He reached into his pocket and pulled out the contract, the same one that had bound them together from the start. Without hesitation, he tore it in half. Then again. And again. The papers fluttered to the floor like fallen leaves. No more contracts, no more business deals. Adam's voice was raw, stripped of all his usual confidence. This time I'm asking for your heart, not your signature. Haley stared at the torn papers, her chest tightening. He wasn't just saying the words, he was proving it. But was it enough? Tears blurred Haley's vision as she stared at the shredded contract on the floor. For so long, those papers had defined her place in Adam's life. A cold, calculated arrangement with an expiration date. But now, no more contracts, he had said. No more business deals. Adam took a step closer, his voice softer now. I don't deserve another chance, but I'm asking for one anyway. Haley swallowed hard. Adam, Her mother stirred in the hospital bed beside them, her frail hand reaching for Haley's. Sweetheart, her mother murmured weakly, don't let fear stop you from choosing love. Haley's breath hitched. Adam's expression was unguarded, vulnerable in a way she had never seen before. This was no longer the billionaire CEO who made decisions based on logic and control. This was a man who was willing to risk everything for her. Slowly, she stepped forward, searching his face for any trace of doubt. She found none. No contracts, she whispered. Adam nodded. Only us. A heartbeat of silence passed, then Haley surged forward, wrapping her arms around his neck as he pulled her in for a deep, real kiss. It was no longer about obligation, no longer about an arrangement. This was love, messy, terrifying, and beautifully real. What did you think of Adam and Haley's journey? Do you believe true love can come from the most unexpected circumstances? Share your experience with us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more beautiful stories like this. See you in the next video, dear.